Warning, the following podcast contains explicit potty mouth language. If you don't want to hear words like fuck, shit, or dick, parental advisory is advised. Hello everybody, welcome back to Round Robin, a bi-weekly podcast where we try to answer the weirdest, strangest, and smartest questions only found on the internet. I am your host, as always, Ryan Neitzey. On today's episode, I am welcoming back, through no fault of my own, but through the computer that just loves these guys to death. First off, we have the lovely Evan Bowen. What's up, Evan?
Hey, how are you?
You're talking into the side of the mic, not directly into the microphone. You've been on here, I think this is your sixth time possibly total on being Round Robin, and you still
40th time, actually.
40th time?
The year 2046. Round Robin has been going for 80 seasons now.
Correct.
And this is my 500th time. We have the microphone.
I thought you said 40th.
Shut up. The microphone's injected purely into my throat.
Also in the show, we have Maxwell Collins. Max, how's it going?
Good. After a brief 1 week hiatus, I am back and ready to talk about more ridiculous things.
Yeah, the randomizer just wants to pick you.
That's right.
You two and Greg just over and over again.
Well, I mean, I also married your laptop. So
oh, I'm sorry. When was this?
Yeah, she's kind of bound to picking me now. You know, it's just kind of like the perks of getting married to your laptop. It's just like
they pick you
every 2 weeks I get to come back on and record some more nonsense.
I mean, that was the possibility of a Maxwell Collins situation of coming on for 1 week, then a hiatus for 1 week, and then coming back on. I knew that was going to be a total possibility. Didn't expect it to happen almost immediately.
It's what God wants, anyways.
It's what at least the computer,
my computer wife wants.
Yeah. It is, you are Plankton and she is Karen.
Precisely.
Okay, coll. Let's just get right back into it. Let's get rid of the formalities and just get right back into it. If you mind me manhandling your computer wife for a second?
He is extremely uncomfortable being cuckolded right now.
Stop manhandling my wife, Ryan, before I commandeer this show.
It's a bold move. Do you bring questions today to having a commandeering thing?
Karen did, clearly.
Oh, fair enough. Then I'll go. I won't even ask you. I'll ask Evan first. Evan, Reddit, Yahoo, or Gmail?
Let's hit him with that Yahoo.
That Yahoo. Ooh. 1, 2, or 3?
I think I'll go with it's a three-peat.
A three-peat.
Three.
It's the three-peat. Can I get a name for this person?
So it's Karen.
Okay.
Gronkowski.
Karen Gronkowski.
Interesting.
So Karen Gronkowski writes, is tea just gay coffee?
Yeah, I'm going to skip this question.
Why do you want to skip this question, Max?
It's too political.
Too political? But coffee is not that political.
Well, I think we all know what the political word here
tea is.
It is.
I'll stop you when you get
We're
there.
going crazy.
So Evan, is tea just gay coffee?
All right. Well, let's think about tea compared to coffee. Well, actually, I think it is, because think about teabagging.
Yeah, I was just going to say
that's
teabagging
pretty gay. Well, it depends. If you're teabagging someone of the opposite gender, that's...
But that rarely happens.
Yeah,
teabagging has started from the online gaming community of a bunch of 12-year-olds.
Yeah, and there are no girl gamers. So
yeah, hot take.
That's a hot take. But there are grill gamers, but that's different.
Grill gamers? What are grill gamers?
They're grills, you know? Max, back me up. Yeah, he backed me up. So
really hot on the draw there.
Teabagging, harkening back to my Halo 3 days,
Of
I
course.
think tea is gay coffee.
Okay. At
Because
least tea bagging.
there's a lot of also different varieties of tea.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that tea can be iced or hot, I mean, hot, that's pretty gay already. And then ice, like bling, come on.
But so can coffee. Coffee can also be iced.
Iced
and-
coffee is just water. Shut up.
I mean, that's not a bold claim, I feel. I wouldn't know.
That's a lukewarm take.
That's
That's an ice take.
Max, is tea just gay coffee?
I don't drink either of these,
Okay.
nor have I ever seen either of these.
You've never seen tea or coffee?
That is correct.
How have you gone through, 21 years of your life and never seen tea and or coffee?
Maybe I haven't seen them in the same place.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You haven't seen them together.
Bold.
Yeah.
Are you
So we wouldn't
implying
know.
something?
We wouldn't know.
They wouldn't know if that they're two different things. They could just be the same, just different sides of the spectrum.
So it's like coffee in the streets, tea in the sheets kind of situation.
I mean, I guess.
That's pretty good, though. I'm a big fan of that, actually.
Yeah, straight in the streets, gay in the sheets,
Oh,
basically.
boy.
Oh.
There we go.
That's what we all are, I think, if it comes down to it.
Is there, Evan, any other other homosexual counterparts to favorite drinks? So is Capri Sun just
Well, Sunny D would be the gay Capri Sun, I would say.
Why do you say that?
Sunny D, Sunny. I mean, come on, writes itself out here.
I feel like the Kool-Aid Man is a leather daddy,
Yes.
and that
I feel like he's a dominatrix. I mean, he just runs into people's homes just yelling his name. No, he doesn't yell his name. He just says,
yeah,
oh yeah.
you like that.
Jesus Christ.
That's my Kool-Aid Man voice.
It's not that bad. Any other drinks? I'm trying to think.
Sprite is gay Mountain Dew.
I think it's just nice Mountain Dew.
I think
Mountain Dew's like the mean, just like give
Is
me all your
Mountain
money.
Dew
and Sprite's
racist
like,
Sprite?
Mountain Dew is definitely racist Sprite. Mellow Yellow is gay Mountain Dew.
Get Mellow Yellow out of my life.
I don't-
That Dr. Pibb and
Dr. Pibb. My favorite drink of all time probably is Giant Brand Mountain Dew, which is called Mountain Shoutin'. It's just I just love the name so much. I'll buy food if the name is just funny.
I saw at Wegmans they had W Up. That was pretty.
What is that?
It's 7-Up, but Wegmans W Up.
I hate that.
whoop.
Whoop.
My favorite soda is Mountain Shoutin', and my favorite cereal is Gorilla Munch, just because I like the idea of Gorilla Munch.
Organic Gorilla Munch. It's the best.
It's so good. Big fan.
I'm all about. There was cinnamon toasters. That was a knockoff brand cinnamon toast crunch I would always get. I always wished it wasn't toast shaped. It was toaster shaped.
What? Wait, really?
That's what it should have been. It's cinnamon toasters.
Yeah.
They're misleading me.
I would agree with that, actually. That's pretty weird. Anyways, let's just move on to the next question. Is tea just K coffee? Sure. But there's a bunch of other ones of other homosexual drinks.
Gifts.
How do I get the gifts?
Oh, I know plenty of homosexual gifts. I'll link you those later.
Please don't.
Please don't, sir. Okay, let's just go Max.
Yes, Gmail.
Ooh, going straight into Gmail. It's like it's like you've been on the show before. 1, 2, or 3?
2.
2. Okay, can I get a name for this person?
Yeah, it's from Bob Toddler.
Bob Toddler.
Bob, can you tell me more about Bob Toddler? As you laugh away from the microphone.
I'm not laughing.
You never laugh
I mean,
in
it's
your life.
self-explanatory.
Okay, what?
Toddler Bob. His name goes both ways. It's like when he's formal, it's Bob Toddler, and when he's informal with his friends, it's Toddler Bob.
Is he related at all to Bob the Builder?
Funny you should ask. It's like one of those like deep lineage things where it's like my sister's brother's friend's cousin's neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
is Bob the Builder.
Interesting. And
And Bob Toddler's just like, he's like, okay, so picture a
Okay.
middle-aged dad, single, without, okay, so he can't be a dad. As I
Yes.
go on with the explanation, just a middle-aged man drinking beer on his couch. That's Toddler Bob.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
Do you see
Following.
it?
Yeah. Is that it?
What about
but he's a
Robert?
toddler, so he's in his diaper.
Of course.
Makes sense. Robert Toddler.
Bad. Okay. Bob Toddler writes, this one actually applies to you guys pretty well. Well, I guess the inverse, actually. Is this strange? I look at raw meat and think, well, that's just fine.
Looks at what?
I look at raw meat and think, well, that's just fine. Is that strange?
What the heck's raw meat?
Yeah, raw meat.
like that
Raw?
hasn't been cooked.
Yeah, meat that hasn't been cooked.
Meat?
Looked at it and just like,
Like
you know, that's
uncooked dog. Is that raw dog?
Yeah, is
true.
raw man meat?
Yeah. And think, yeah, look at
It's-
raw man meat and like, yeah,
I mean,
that's
raw
fine.
meat's just raw meat. But if this,
If you look at a human, that's fine. That's cool.
How raw? Do they mean like really raw, where it's not even killed and just
it's just
Raw
living in
meat.
its habitat, just like wow,
just
look
like
at
a
that
cow
raw meat.
sitting there? This is fine.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, I
I'm
get
I'm a
this.
big fan of this cow.
What is the question?
Is it strange? Looking at raw meat and thinking, well, that's not bad actually. I'm actually a fan. I'm cool with this. Is that strange to think that looking at raw meat and be like, you know, I prefer it this way sometimes?
I don't know where this is going anymore.
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
What I'm
I
re-asking
don't know
you
what
guys
this
the question.
question means.
What's confusing about the question?
What
Who cares about this? Bob Toddler, god dang it.
Bob Toddler's let us down.
Yeah, honestly,
Do you want to abort question?
yeah, I'm gonna just tell Bob the Builder to go beat this guy up. with his hammer.
So you're gonna tell Bob the Builder to beat up Bob Toddler?
Yeah,
He's gonna hit him with a wrench.
Is that the first time we've ever aborted question on Round Robin?
you know, there's a first time for anything.
You guys just took over the show and aborted question.
bad question?
U-N-E.
Bad you, Bob Toddler.
Wow.
U-N-E.
Wow.
U-N-E.
Okay, well then let's go, Max Collins. This has hit you up again. Can I get a Reddit, Yahoo, or Gmail?
I mean, Gmail and Bob Toddler just let me down.
Of
And
course.
Reddit never, ever, ever lets me down.
Of course. So
I
you're
like
gonna-
it when they removed microtransactions from Star Wars Battlefront 2. The Heroes of the Year. They should get Time Magazine's People of the Year. The entire community of Reddit.
I heard Time called them and asked, but they asked for an interview and a photo shoot, and they just I was busy.
We're busy. Reddit is busy.
Yeah, Reddit's busy. The entire community. So you're gonna go with Reddit then? It sounds like.
Yeah.
1, 2, or 3.
3.
3. Can I get a name for this person? This is gonna be a slam dunk, like Bob
Jonesy. It's just Jonesy.
Jonesy.
First name Joan, last name Z. Z-E-E.
Z. Jones Z writes, how many guys does it take to flush a toilet?
Now we're getting to some seriously good questions.
I noticed I had a heavy stream the other day, and I know when you pour a bucket of water into a toilet, it'll flush itself. So how many guys pissing into the same toilet will it take to start a flush? Max.
I didn't know that if you overloaded a toilet, it flushed itself. I didn't know it had that kind of fail-safe built into its...
That's an experiment waiting to happen.
With our piss.
I didn't know that. I honestly did not know that either.
That's incredible.
It makes sense to, yeah, it can make sense.
I mean, I've never, ever peed and had the toilet water start to come up.
Mm-hmm.
So I would imagine it wouldn't be me and another guy, full bladders, after a 5-hour car ride,
Mm-hmm. It can't. It's not
drinking Mountain Dew. I think it'd be...
Mountain shouting.
Well, all right.
Fair enough. Got you there. So at least not 2 people.
Yeah, I would have to say upwards of 9 or 10 or
Ooh.
11.
Ooh,
I think 11's a good start.
9.
Yeah,
least.
that's the
2.
experiment number.
So
Are
you're saying
we regurgitating the toilet, basically?
We're just trying to overload it.
trying to overfill it. The immediate thought I have is, if you pour a bucket into the toilet, it'll flush itself. what's the threshold here? Like, what is it like? How high? Like, how much water? How much? How high into the toilet bowl are we talking about?
You said a bucket, and I mean, I'm just
It's
putting a bucket.
it's feeling like a
bucket?
gallon.
You know,
Yeah, at least a gallon. So we got to get a gallon of piss.
A gallon of piss.
right into the toilet though, right?
Well, yeah.
We can't pee off site and then.
No, pee into a bucket. Well, that's just doing the same thing. We
Then
gotta
that's
pee at the
Yeah.
same time.
That's just a bucket.
We got to fill it up in one sitting.
Dude, but I'm just thinking about like all the bathrooms I've ever been in. We'd have to put people on top of people's shoulders and then put people on those shoulders, and we'd all have to pee in like this weird Roman fountain thing where it's just like.
It's got to be like just the rim, like just the circle.
We might have to have some guys sniping from a distance. We might have to set up shop, 6-7 feet back and just say, launch your piss in, dude.
have a
Oh,
tiny
he's gonna
scope.
have to be going up like
Yeah, he's got to
high,
arc it. He's got to get
though.
over our tower of people now.
That's rough. I mean, the furthest I mean, like everyone, naturally, I've gone to see what I could do for distance for piss.
Of course, that is a weird guy thing. Have you done that, Matthew?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a
Whole
weird guy thing
contest. There
too.
used to be markings in the floor.
Really?
Yeah, the school was just like, I peed
hilarious.
from this far.
And like the furthest, I couldn't get much further than like, I guess a couple inches from the urinal, and like
That's weak.
I
I think
mean-
I got feet. 2 to 3 feet.
no,
away.
like 10-year-old me just ended up pissing on the
10-year-old.
floor.
You have to try it again sometime.
Like now,
Yeah, when you're older and your
I don't want to
bladder's-
piss on the floor.
I guess it is kind of embarrassing if you're a 20-year-old and somebody comes in and you're just from downtown.
Maybe
Pissing
all right,
on the floor.
maybe I can like close off one of the buildings on campus.
Just try it
and
in your
just-
dorm. That bathroom's
Dude.
huge. That's like a 6-foot testing space.
But then I gotta clean it.
Well, then don't
Well,
miss.
yeah.
That's your first mistake is missing.
Or maybe use it as a slip and slide.
Well, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now you have a 6-foot slip and slide. And that's not going to get you anywhere, really.
I mean, of course we just have to call it piston slide, right? Because that sounds so much better than.
well, yeah, of course. Piss and slide sounds a million times better. So we're thinking 9 to 11
As a start.
guys as a starter. I think you need a bunch more.
We probably like dozens, like probably 30.
How much do you think? How many fluid ounces do you think on average you pee in one sitting?
Maybe 3.
3.
Wow. I would say much more than that.
How much would you say?
Wait,
Maybe 8 to 16.
I gotta
2
think.
cups.
I don't
Yeah,
know if
maybe.
8 to 16.
I've peed for a long, long time.
But
Yeah.
now I'm thinking of like, when you have to pee into a cup and it's never.
It's never the full cup.
Yeah, right.
No,
If you
I'm
think
always
about-
like scared I'm gonna overflow the cup. I don't know what you're talking about.
I
I'm
would
like,
usually, if I have a cup that's about 8 fluid ounces, whenever I'm doing those doctor exams, I probably get 3 or 4 fluid ounces. I never fill that thing up. Never.
Well, it's also
I'm-
just like 8 in the morning after.
after like that's
after
just like
going to
a
bed.
Yeah.
un
I'm talking prime. I mean, this is
yeah.
the
but
handbook
hey-
of trying to pee.
no,
peak
but
piss
this
town?
is on. So you're trying to say like you need 9 to 11 guys who are in prime P town
Mm-hmm.
get together and possibly make it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you get average dude. If we walked outside, pulled a bunch of guys into the bathroom with us, say, hey, pee into this toilet with me, which would be a weird experiment. Just average dudes, average fluid ounce streams. How many guys you need? I'm thinking a shit ton.
that would
Not
probably
pun not intended.
That's not a number.
if it was average 3 to 4 ounces, it would probably need to be 25, 30,
And what's a gallon? Is it 64?
60. No, 128.
Oof.
Well,
A gallon's always a lot more than I think.
That's even if you said 8. I mean that's you probably need a lot. I can't 128 divided by 8.
I mean, 8 times 8 is 64, so we're just doing that twice. So it's
You need 16 guys possibly
yeah.
at least. Right, most at least.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm just thinking about like just regular drinking glass. I might be able to, on a good bladder, I
Yeah.
might be able to fill that sucker up.
Mm-hmm. So we're thinking anywhere from 9 to 16, 30 guys maybe, depending on because you're depending on
I
that.
think 30. I think 30 is a good estimate.
This is like that scene. I don't know if any of you guys have saw it. That scene from Silicon Valley, That
they're talking about jerking the dicks.
yeah, jerking off all the guys in the room, and they are literally like sitting down with a whiteboard, like figuring out the math and everything. This is what it feels like right now, is being like, okay, on average, how many fluid ounces does the average guy piss? And then you need, because I don't even know if it's a gallon. I don't even know if it's a bucket. Milk cartons, 2 gallons, isn't it?
No, that's a gallon.
I
That's a
don't-
gallon of milk.
I don't pay attention
honestly
to what I buy.
Don't know any measurements in terms of volume.
Me barely.
I know miles and kilometers all right in temperature, but you start talking about volume, I'm like,
Oof.
I know my glass is 8 ounces.
Yeah,
A
that's
glass is 8 ounces and a gallon's 128.
my problem is I can't conceptualize anything. Like you say, how big's a foot? I would be like, maybe that.
This is a foot.
As
Literally.
As you hit
It's
your foot
almost
on the
12
table.
inches.
I mean, but even then, it's like, I don't know.
I mean, where do you think the term foot comes from?
Bitch.
Got me there. It really got me there. I think just going to commercial then, as we call up Bob Toddler and just yell at him.
Yeah, also, I really have to piss now that we're talking about that.
Really? Oh, man, that's perfect timing then. Then we'll see everyone after the break. We'll be back. Hello, everybody. This is the commercial break, really. We haven't had this sponsor in a while because thank you. I should say, start off, thank you everyone that's ever donated to an Aaron Flies Motionless short film. It was a huge thing for me. It really means a lot to me. If you have donated to the short film, if you have not donated to the short film, then I still love you, just not as much as people that help donate to the short film. It's a dream of mine to make a serious film. There's a stigma to student films about them just being they're student films. I have come at this not like a student film, but as a short film. But we're not here to talk about an Aaron Flies Motionless. That campaign's over. Hopefully, I don't know, by the time I'm recording this, by the time this commercial's airing, I don't know if we hit that goal or not. Hopefully we did with your help. But we're not here to talk about an Aaron Flies Motionless. We're here talking about our very first sponsor. They're back, better than ever. Well, the same, but they're always been good. Starting off strong. Anyways, Audible.com. Audible.com, they are the leading provider of audiobooks. They provide a plethora of audiobooks that you can have. Any book really that you can think of that exists in the world, or a very popular book that exists in the world, you can read it. You or at least listen to it today. You don't even have to read. You don't like reading? I don't really like reading that much. I am a huge fan of podcasts. I really like making something that's just something is happening into my ears. I don't have to read. So having Audible is really good for me because I can just listen to books. I can still get that knowledge and stuff from literature, but instead I have it in Audible audiobook form. So Audible is offering you the opportunity to have a free audiobook download and a free 30-day trial. So I'm going to recommend a book to you. I'm really interested in this book. I haven't gotten the link or the book yet, but I'm very interested in it. It's Artemis by Andy Weir, if I'm not mistaken, narrated by Rosario Dawson, actually, of the Defenders fame. Andy Weir, if you don't know, he was the one that wrote The Martian, not the screenplay or the movie or anything. He was the one that wrote the book, The Martian, and then it got adapted into the amazing movie that it is, one of my favorite movies. So he wrote a second book, Artemis. I'm very intrigued by the book. It's only 8 hours long, so that's like a day's listen, really. So you can go, in fact, you, the audience member, can go to audibletrial.com/roundrobin today and pick up your own free audiobook and free 30-day trial download. Not the trial is not the download, the audiobook is the download. Either way, you can go and listen to that book today. I highly recommend it. Until then, let's get back to the show. Thank you so much to Audible. Let's listen to the rest of the show. And we are back with the second half of this episode 5 round robin episode with Evan Bowen and Max Collins. Evan, how was your pee?
That was good.
How much fluid ounces of pee do you think you released from your body?
It's probably like 2 or 3, honestly.
Not a good pee then.
Full pee.
Not a good pee in there.
It wasn't a great pee, but I didn't want it sitting in there and just gestating.
Do you guys have a really good story of either a pee or a poo, like just a really good bathroom experience story?
I shared one.
You on the last episode, didn't
with
you?
the last episode I was on, yes. I shared a great one. But
go back and listen to, what was that, episode 3 with Adam, your bathroom story. That was a great one, if I remember correctly.
I couldn't even tell it because I was laughing so hard.
It was really bad.
So it's that good.
Well, then, Evan, since Max was already done one, do you have a really good pee or poop bathroom story?
I have a pretty good poop story, not a bathroom story. I'm not going to tell the story of when I pooped myself. That one you'll have to talk to me in person for.
I
maybe
feel like
next episode.
I feel like if we get you back for a third, then maybe.
This one is the most satisfying poop I've ever taken, and it was when I was on like a hike or something. I'm out in the woods, and I have to go poop. I dig myself a cat hole. And it was such a good all right, let me go back. Ryan shook his head because he didn't know what I was talking about, like an amateur. A cat hole is a little hole that you dig when you're hiking to go pooping.
And then you fill it with sand, right? Just to get
no.
Do you hover over and drop?
Yeah, dude.
You squat?
All right.
You got to squat over
Squat
it.
and plop?
Didn't know if you just sat bare ass on the dirt.
I'm not putting my bare ass on the dirt. No, I stand up and let it dribble down my pant leg.
Then do you wipe? Then after you do that, do you wipe sitting or standing?
Standing, doy. But
Offended.
I pooped so well, and I was squatting, and it was awesome. And it just kind of, it like shot out, and it was really long, and it didn't break, so it curled up like your stereotypical poop. Like,
cool.
When you think of poop, it coiled up, and it was huge, and it was awesome.
You pooped out the first poop emoji?
I pooped out the first poop emoji.
So when you said cat hole, I thought briefly that the cat hole was like you poop in there, then you grab the nearest cat and you wipe your ass with the cat.
What did the hole have to do with it then?
Yeah, hence my confusion. I was like, wow.
Wowza.
What does the hole have to do with me?
Let's just get back into it after your rousing poop story.
Yeah, unbelievable. He probably lost viewers after that one.
Yeah, Reddit, Yahoo, or Gmail, Evan.
He gained the poop audience. Anyways, I'll go for, speaking of poop. Wait, no, we already did a Reddit question. All right, let's let's do a Gmail.
Ooh.
Maybe Gmail can redeem itself.
Let's see if it redeems itself. Can I get
Toddler's not involved.
You hope that Bob Tyler's not involved. 1 or 3?
Let's hit it with the 1.
Hit it with the 1. Can I get a name for this person?
Let's go for Annie.
Annie?
Last name OK. Middle initials RU.
Annie, are you? Right. Middle name, okay.
No, last name OK. Middle initials RU. You jump. Annie.
Annie writes, doesn't matter. Annie writes, hopefully Gmail can redeem itself here. If warm air rises and cold air sinks, shouldn't the northern hemisphere be warm and the southern hemisphere be cold?
Huh. Stupid question.
How is it stupid? Is it at least better in any way to Bob Toddler's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll read it again. If warm air rises and cold air sinks, shouldn't the northern hemisphere be warm and the southern hemisphere be cold? Evan, what do you think?
Well, here's the deal.
Yes.
I mean, what if it is? And we didn't know that. Like, who's actually been up to the North Pole?
Santa Claus.
What if? All right, Santa. Have you seen pictures of the Santa, tropical Santa, where he's like wearing Hawaiian shirts and stuff?
Yeah.
That's the real Santa. All right, we're being fed this propaganda in movies such as Fred Claus and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer about a chilly Santa, but really, I think it's hot in the North Pole.
Hot?
And that's a hot take.
That is a real hot take. You believe wholeheartedly, with no hesitation, that the northern hemisphere, the most northern part of it, the North Pole, is the warmest spot in the galaxy?
In the galaxy, easily. And Russia, that's hot too, because that's pretty north. You've seen those pictures of Putin with his shirt off.
Yeah,
he's always got his shirt off because it's so hot out.
Of course, it makes sense. Then what? Like what?
Penguins live in Peru. That's where the P comes from.
Interesting claim.
It's cold. That's a cold take.
Very nice. Maxwell, if warm air rises and cold air sinks, should the northern hemisphere be warm, the southern hemisphere be cold? I can barely get that out, but do you have an answer for Annie at all? A sigh.
I guess it explains why her last name's Are You Okay? Because every time she proposes this stupidity, people are just like, Annie, are you okay? Annie, are you okay?
Are you okay, Annie?
And Michael Jackson kicks open the door. Annie, are you okay? But,
Are you okay, comma, Annie?
So
and then on that note, Evan should change his last name to Are You Okay? So I can apply the very principles we just talked about to him after his stupid theory. So I can say, Evan, are you okay?
well, if you think these theories are stupid, then what do you have to defend? What's your theory? What's your fact?
Clearly, temperature just doesn't exist at all.
What do you mean?
Is that a take? Since temperature doesn't exist,
Yeah.
that just is a take?
Yeah, what do you mean? I mean, you did say before the commercial break that you understand not volume, but you understand temperature.
Yes.
You understand temperature to not exist at all.
It's just a figment of your imagination, right?
Why do you say that?
Temperature is just a tribute to it's just a tribute. We're just like, so who decides what was cold or warm? How do we know that just calling, why don't we just call what was cold hot now?
Yes.
And now all of a sudden semantics is in our favor, and now what was cold is now hot, and what is hot is cold now.
Just change the definitions up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about freezer burn?
Myth.
Are you implying that freezer burn doesn't exist where you get so cold that you burn into flames?
Yeah.
Precisely.
What about the opposite?
What about a
it's
cold day in hell?
Yeah, where it's so warm in hell that you just freeze to death in hell.
Well, I'm not a reliable source, as I have poor circulation.
Yes.
And you've
that
never sinned?
I don't know what temperature's like.
Yeah.
I got literally 1, 2, 3.
Jesus Christ.
I got
your
4,
skin.
5, and 6 layers on here.
Did you count your
And I'm fine.
Did you count your pants as an extra
Yes.
as other layers?
Other layers. Yes, that is true.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I disagree.
So I have no concept of temperature.
Everything's cold to you.
Everything is cold.
So to you, no, that actually makes a lot of sense. I'm on board now. To Max,
it, right?
everything's cold to Max, so temperature doesn't exist because everything's just cold.
So I wouldn't know when something is
You
warm
don't
or
know what
something's
you don't
cold.
know what heat is. It's
Yes.
just fake news to you.
Yep.
I'm on board. Evan,
All right.
you're an idiot.
Whoa. That doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
It's impossible for me to be an idiot. I've been on this show multiple times now to prove my lack of idiocy.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, don't look at me, Flubthany Flubtano.
How dare you? How dare
the
you say
flub
this to me?
lord, the flubbiest flubber on this side, the Flub-Mississippi.
How dare you say that to me of all people? I never flub any word at all ever for fact. What's up?
The question twice you flubbed it.
I believe 3 times actually. So check yourself before you wreck yourself.
All right, I want to do Yahoo.
Already moving on.
Taking the reins.
Already moving on to the next question. You're just gonna go straight to Yahoo. I see how it is. Can I get one? No. Can I get one or was it 2? One or 2? I think it's 1 or 2.
You want to go with the 1.
You're gonna go for a oneer. Okay. Let's do 1. Can I get a name for this person?
Yeah. Boppin' Jones.
I gotta say, I think Max Collins possibly has the best names for people.
Easily.
Was it Bop It Jones?
Boppin' Jones.
Boppin' Jones. Why is that a nickname or is that his first birth certificate name.
Birth certificate name.
He was born
Yeah, his
Boppin'.
origin story is quite unique.
What is his origin story?
It's
Please.
like when his mother birthed him, the song on the radio was none other than Meghan Trainor's. Help me out. Help me out. Classic
Bop
hit.
to the top.
The Ashley Tisdale song?
There's no way Ashley Tisdale made a song called "Bop It to the Top."
Yeah, from High School Musical. Bop, 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 bop to the top. Blow away the inhibition.
Wow,
I've never known the
Anyway.
second line of that song. I've only known Bop
Anyway.
Bop Bop.
really good song.
Bop till
On
you
the
drop.
mother was like, "Wow, this is such a bopper. This is bopping. My son bopping James."
Is it all about that bass?
all about that? That's exactly what it is.
All about that bop.
You know-
All about that bop. No drop.
It's been as it is 2046. It's been years since anybody's heard all about that bass.
Fair. It's been a while. Well, then let's.
been a while.
Interesting. Then Boppin' Jones writes, how much beer is a dog supposed to drink?
Here we go. Now we're see you got this P question. Ever since that dreaded Bob Toddler question came in, we've just been killing it.
Ever
So,
since we kicked Bob Toddler out of here, boom, we're
just
better.
like, Bob, go on home, kid. But
How much beer is a dog supposed to drink? I need to know. I mean, on a nightly basis, is it normal for them to basically... Hold on.
wait,
This
there's more.
description-
Is he giving us a
This
theory
description,
here?
yeah. No, there's not a theory. Just the description's really weird. I mean, like on a nightly basis, is it normal for them to be basically nocturnal, or are they like hungover treats for dogs? I got more confused in the
What?
description.
Yeah, I don't
That
know.
is not a sentence.
So let's just, I don't know what's happening in that question, but just the original one. How much beer is my dog supposed to drink?
I like the
mean-
use of supposed to, not allowed. Like it's We already
Required.
know the dog has to drink beer. Just how
That's
much?
The doy. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that immediately.
Let your dog drink beer and they'll live longer, survive more car crashes.
Yeah, they're driving the dog. The dogs are driving the cars, if I'm not mistaken.
The dog's
Well,
a DD.
I can only assume that this is the Geico universe, right? Where you got lizards driving golf carts around playing golf, representing the company, and then you have the dogs,
drinking beer.
right? Is Geico the one with the dogs, or is that Nationwide, or is that Progressive?
I have no
What about
clue.
the hamsters? What are you talking? I don't know the
That's
dogs.
Kia.
I know the
that one's
hamsters driving
Kia.
the car.
And there's just dogs, and there's a poodle, and then it pulls out of the car, and his dog wife sitting there goes, "Bark." After he's looking at the poodle, goes,
Wait, what's the dog wife say?
it's just bark. But anyway,
I have
I'm not
no
making this
clue what you're referencing.
I'm not making this up. Anyway, all right. So my dog probably shouldn't. My dog's he's a greyhound, so he's real tall. And I'm just gonna apply like typical. He's skinny, so clearly he could not consume too much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how.
Your dog's a lightweight.
Yeah, I would imagine he's a super lightweight.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he did eat an entire chocolate bar at once. And dogs can't eat chocolate, so maybe he can just down a handle of vodka, no problem. He's just like, give me that.
It's totally possible.
And my dog could be a champion. It
It's-
seems like a test. It seems like a skill I need to put to the test.
It's an experiment waiting to happen, just
Yeah.
like the P theory.
I think
Yeah.
obviously it's an experiment we need to test. I think alcohol is just the kind of thing that it's a person-to-person, dog-to-dog basis, you know? There's no set amount per dog. I think, other dogs will react differently to alcohol. I mean, I've got a little dog. His name's Jagger. He's a Jack Russell. He's gone after one Limerita. I mean, he's destroyed.
Yeah.
But you get an old one of those cool sheepdog kind of things, the ones with the little barrel on their neck or whatever. What are those bad boys called? The big ones that come and rescue people. Yeah, those bad boys. They're like the old Norse drinkers. They can drink
Yeah.
like a 12-pack and drive home and be safe.
Yeah, when you're in Alaska and you're dying from the snow and a Saint Bernard comes to rescue you, and he has the alcohol or whatever in that little like keg thing by his neck. That's not yours. That's his. He's going up to a rave next weekend that he's just like trying to get to, and you're just in his way. Here's the next question. I feel like so we dogs can drink. Doy. Do dogs get drunk?
Yeah, what does that mean?
What does a
drunk dog do?
drive?
Actually, I like the idea. I like the idea that they turn completely functional, and it's like they just stand up and they're just like, I'm gonna get me another beer, and then everyone's just like, what?
They like grow thumbs.
Yeah, they slowly turn into humans. It's like
humans
reverse
are drunk
evolution.
Dogs. Interesting theory.
Wow.
I mean, because when we get drunk, we act like dogs, and then when dogs get drunk, they act like humans. They stand up, they do taxes.
They start theorizing and creating mathematical equations and.
Fun fact: Einstein just a drunk dog. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. But. Everything we know and love, American capitalism, is a result of drunk dogs.
Drunk dogs.
I mean, Rockefeller. Drunk dog.
Barkefeller.
Carnegie. K9 Clearly.
I thought Barkefeller was a stretch. Do you have any others? I really want to. Do you have any other puns here?
Franklin Roosevelt. Fuck.
Franklin? Hold on. Franklin? Not Barklin, but Franklin. That's not even a word. Poor.
You're not a word.
So dogs get drunk. Turn into humans. Essentially, they don't not turn into humans. They just start acting like humans.
Well, yeah, they become so functional that they disguise themselves as humans and then go on to complete massive, discoveries.
Elon barks.
Not bad.
Well, he's the new one. We don't even know what he's capable in history.
The problem with that is that they just have to constantly keep drinking alcohol. It's like ooh, Ernest Hemingway, secretly a dog.
Makes sense.
Constantly drinking.
Ooh, that's true.
If you alcoholic people are just dogs in disguises.
Yeah, and they need to keep drinking to keep their disguise.
And Alcoholics Anonymous is just a bunch of drunk alcoholic dogs
sniffing each
other's butts because they want to go back to that pug life, but they can't because they're too. Or do they get addicted, or is it just that's just something that they need to keep drinking? It's their life now. Do dogs get addicted to alcohol, or at least can they?
Well, what I'm thinking now is it's like the bad guy from the first Matrix movie where he wants to get back into the Matrix. He wants to be ignorant again. Mm-hmm. The dogs, ignorance is bliss. They're tired of this sentience that they get from alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Sometimes you just want to go back to being a dog.
Don't we all?
Don't we all?
Bark, bark.
Bork, bork. I think that's a great ending for this round robin episode. So I think that means we have to move on to finding the guests for the next episode. That would be episode 6. Like before, we have a giant list of guests of past people that have been on the show. And we randomly choose one by essentially refreshing a page. But I don't know what's going to happen because this computer apparently loves Max Collins, Evan Bowen, and Greg Leonard.
I married it.
Next episode is going to be Greg and Greg.
Which has happened before, where Greg and Greg did get picked. So easily, I feel like odds are Greg could easily get picked again here. But let's see what happens. I just need one of you guys. The thing is ready to go. I just need one of you guys to essentially press enter, and we'll refresh this page. Evan's going for it. Evan's done it. We're refreshing the page.
Ooh.
It's loading. It's still loading. It's still loading. Interesting, to say the least.
Great matching of Franklin Roosevelt.
Franklin Roosevelt. So next episode of Round Robin.
K9 makes an appearance.
Next episode of Round Robin, season 2, episode 6, is none other than Matt Patty and Jesse Dubiowski. Interesting pairing. I think that has... So Matt Patty is one, kind of like Kennedy, who we had on episode 2, someone that hasn't been on Round Robin yet. And neither has Jesse, now that I think about it.
Oof.
So it could easily be
Flublord.
How dare you? Be a very interesting pairing that has never been done before. I'm very excited to see how that turns out. So yeah, next episode is Matt Patty and Jesse Dubiowski. Thank you guys so much for coming on, Evan and Max. Yeah, where can people find you guys?
I'm everywhere.
You're everywhere. You're
yeah.
on Twitter.
Yeah,
I'm on Twitter.
I'm logged into the social media verse.
You're running 3 pages, I believe.
I run a lot of stuff. I mean, I've got Facebook pages, and there's Meet. I mean, there's Meet the Classic, the Standby. So check that out. That's my YouTube page. If you look up Meet the Musical, it's easy to find, you know? And there's Meet Inc. Limited on Twitter and Facebook. Those are the Facebook and Twitter pages for it. And then
more solicitation.
Speaking of solicitation, arrowsdon'tfly.com. That's a film site thing, but also Arrows Don't Fly Facebook, Twitter. That's another thing I run. And then
what is Arrows Don't Fly? We've talked about Meat before.
That's a film that I'm producing, directed by none other than Ryan Neitzey. You may or may not be familiar with him.
Fucking douchebag.
He's a little flub lord over here.
He's just a drunk dog.
I prefer Ryan Nazi.
Whoa.
Oof, but boof, calm down, New York Times.
Oh, hey, he's a good guy. Respectable.
Yeah, you're going to run a profile on him saying, hey, he likes grocery shopping, that's all.
He doesn't the grocery shop like the rest of us. Dogs. Yeah.
You can also follow my Instagram, the Proto Hipster.
Yeah, Max.
It's good Instagram.
Max, you just said people can follow you whenever you want. You're on Twitter. You're on Facebook. All these links and stuff are in the description of this episode. But until next episode, we'll see everyone later. Goodbye.
I'm smiling.
Why?
I want them to see.
I'm not.
You're actually smiling right now.
He's giving a coy half smile.
Damn it.
I would like to thank Evan Bowen and Maxwell Collins for coming on to the show today. We had a lovely time recording this episode. The computer really loves Maxwell, having him on essentially as close as possible. This computer is crazy. I should probably change the rules slightly, but it's fine. Artwork was created by Kayla Zuromski and equipment was provided by Wild Stings Radio Studio at Stevenson University. If you have any weird or smartish questions or find any from Reddit or Yahoo, send them in to roundrobinpod@gmail.com. We really want your questions, dearies. Why'd I say dearies? Anyways, you can also follow us at Round Robin Pod on Twitter, and you can also review the show on iTunes with a 5-star review. Help more people find this show. Spread the good word of Round Robin. Not necessarily the good word, but at least the complicated word of what we talk about on this show. It's crazy. As always, I am your host, Ryan Neitzey, and thank you so much for listening to the show, Round Robin. Next episode is February 1st, or February, whatever the hell, February 1st. Until then, people, I will see you then, so stay smart-ish.